Today's the day we are going outside. These are all the seedlings. Getting a chance to be outside in some natural air, get some natural wind in the shade, so here they are. And of course these two taller ones were not grown by me. They're grown by my job. So I bought those just, I bought them because one of them had a variegated stem, which is what this little thing is from. So my experiment to try to get that little variegated stem to grow is not going successful, but it's okay. It's okay. It was just taking like one of these and putting it in some soil, because I know what is it called, the suckers can grow from, like that, but try to see if I can grow that piece. Hopefully the stem itself will maybe grow, but we shall see. If not, no harm, no foul, because still got a new variety of tomato I can try. So then I got some asparagus crowns over here that I also got from my job. 6 of these are a purple passion. There goes the wind. But 6 of these are a purple passion variety of asparagus, and that's usually it's probably, I think it's probably gonna be the ones that have not sprouted yet, which will be like these 3, this one, that one, I think that one. So what's that, 4, 5, 6? Yeah. And then these 2, this one and that one, are I think they're called Mary Washington. And I think all of these are either a 2 or a 4-year crown. So yeah, and as you can see, this one's already producing, and so is this one producing some asparagus. This one as well, and this one is just a little skinny piece of asparagus. But over here I have like some tomatoes, some zinnias. Over here there's like a collard in there. I think these are melons. More tomatoes and peppers. Tomatoes that I did grow from seed myself. Oh, and all the rest of this is from seed. The only thing that's not from seed are these two tomatoes right here. But everything, or you know, the asparagus I did not grow. But everything else, all of this, all of that, and this tray as well. Like all of these trays I grew myself from seed. So all of that, and that, all from seed. Got some onions over here. I think these are leeks actually. Leeks here, onions there, and like one or two maybe onions in here. Lemon balm, some peppermint mixed with some celery, which I didn't know the celery seeds were still in that. But I kind of had used some soil that I planted some celery seeds. They didn't germinate. Well, they germinated, but then some of them died. But I didn't realize that I still had some celery seeds that did not germinate yet, still in the soil. So when I reused the soil for planting those peppermint seeds, the celery decided it wanted to come up as well. So it's a mix of celery and peppermint in there. Some tomatoes, some habanadas that did not like being not watered for a few days. And I have another habanada behind it that is actually doing well, which is kind of weird because they all were not watered for those days, and those three decided that they wanted to shrivel up. So whatever. Still got one nice looking habanada. Very nice habanada pepper. So, and then I got a bunch of zinnias. Of course I said tomatoes, more zinnias, I think some okra and Brazil. Is in some of these clear cups. More tomatoes. But yeah, just kind of letting them get some couple hours of like sun and wind. So yeah. And I'm going to some soil I got from work, some recycling and trash I need to dispose of, but I had to just get everything out at once because I was like, let me just get everything out. It'll be all out here and I won't have to go back and forth. Somebody passed by with a really loud vehicle, so I was like, let me pause it for a second. But yeah, so decided to get all this out at once while I was trying to get everything out and get outside. So I got this big old pot for I got some potatoes in there that I need to plant. Also, I need to get the potatoes. Actually, I'll be right back. I forgot the potatoes. Hold on. Okay. I am back. And I got my potatoes that I got. They're like these blue potatoes. So it's gonna be fun. Planting some purpley potatoes. See if I can that's what they're looking like. Little blue purple potatoes. I think they're so cool. But I'm going to plant these. Plant those. I already have some potatoes, you can see in this black fabric pot already. I'm going to just plant some more and then probably plant those as well. I forgot what type those were. They were like, I think some type of red type. I can't remember. I may just mix those with the ones I have in there because I think they're both reds. So I think those were like some grocery store red potatoes. So yeah, let me just plop those in with those and then just have a whole bag of these by themselves. Or I may just make these into 2 bags because There's a lot of potatoes. I think it's like 3 pounds of potatoes, so I don't want to overcrowd the bag. So, yeah, I may just split this into 2. And then do this in 2 separate bags and mix those 3 with the ones in there. And then I have to pot this raspberry bush because it's not looking quite great in that small pot. And plus I have this big pot that I got also for my job. So I'm going to be transferring that raspberry into this pot. So, and with the help of some of the soil and the soil I got over here, which got on clearance, as you can see, from Walmart for like $4.49. So I was like, hey, that's pretty good for just some, and it does say for in-ground plants, but we're not worried about that part. I'll make some stuff in there so it won't be, it'll be good. It'll be good. I think that's a neighbor's puppy acting like that. But anyway, yeah, well, this is the garden so far. This is what's going on. A lot of my winter sown things. This was some cilantro. As you can see, cilantro right here that I had this pot actually right here, this yellow pot. I had cilantro in it, I think, last summer. And the cilantro, of course, bolted because it's really, really hot here. And it was literally right where this fabric pot is where that pot was for the cilantro. So as you can see, it's like lots of sun. And it's like, what, 12:30 right now, noon. So, yeah. But I guess the cilantro just kind of, the seeds just spread everywhere. And so it's been popping up in like random spots in the yard, this place included, which I did not know. But it's popping up right there. And also it was some spots over here, like this spot right here, and it was like 2 spots over there, but I transplanted the ones that were growing in those spots that I took up. I think there were like one right there or something. But there's like a little mini bush right there, along with this big bush right here that looks like it's trying to go to seed and flower. But I transplanted the ones from there to right here, which I probably need to water, and it's looking a little sad because it got, probably transplant shock, but hopefully, it bounces back. I don't know. But I've transplanted some right there, and also the other one right here, which also probably got transplant shock right there. But my perennial bed is coming back. My marshmallow is coming back really nicely. I think these were like astastic lilies. I think it's what they're pronounced. See if I can find one of the tags. Yeah, Monrova via Tiny Shadow Astastic. Yeah, you see the word. That's the type of lily. Maybe these 2, 3, 4 are 5. That's what that is. Let's see if I can stick this back in here. So that's the lily that one is. And then I think I have another one. That's my bee balm. Oh yeah, I have another one over here. Oh, there's a bunny. I don't know if you saw her. She's just like, yeah, that's a little bunny that's been living in the yard now. I don't know. Her mom had babies here last year. I don't think that's the mom from last year. That could be one of the babies. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, she's been coming back to the yard. Hopefully this year she won't have babies because I need my garden beds. Last year she had babies in the garden bed and I wasn't able to water It was that garden bed. She had babies in that corner. And I had eggplants there. And I was not able to water my eggplants for, I think, a good 2 or 3 weeks. I was not able to water them. So, yeah. I'm happy that I was able to have, have her, or I'm happy that she was able to have shelter while having her babies, because this bed was like thick. It had like a few like eggplants over there. There was like this big Cherokee purple tomato in the middle. So all this was kind of like covered in with a nice, like, nice amount of like foliage and forage, anyway, a lot of leaf coverage. So anything from above wasn't able to see her babies and everything. So she was very protected with her babies. I'm glad about that. But I can't have that this year. I need to be able to water my garden beds. So, yeah, but she's our little, every now and then, little garden stalker who comes and just sits around. But anyway, what I was saying was the garden bed, this perennial one, of all the things that are like coming back into this bed, which I'm happy about. My marshmallow. And then I need to cut a lot of these like dead branches out. So now that I see that a lot of stuff is coming back and it didn't need the dead branches, I didn't know if I needed to cut those dead branches out or not. So I kind of just left them from last season. But now I'm seeing that I don't need to have them in there, so I can kind of just cut around what's dead, or cut what's dead out, leave what's living in. But yeah, some more stuff. My bee balm is coming back, along with, I think those are like wild carrots. These right here, I think are wild carrots, but my bee balm is coming back. This was a bee balm that I got from my job. It was a, I don't know if you can see this, perennial full sun bee balm. It's called Balmy Rose, so it's like a pinky rosy kind of color. Some irises that I got from Facebook Marketplace that are coming up. I kind of tried to put them around the garden bed, and this is where the rest of them went, just in a pot, because I didn't want the rest of them to die, and I definitely know I need to thin this out. So that may happen at the end of the season. Probably not now, because I'm not sure. I think it may be too late to kind of try to thin this out. So we're gonna see what happens with this, and if I don't get any flowers, then I know I should have thinned them out. But if I do get flowers, then cool. And that is my neighbor's dog. I guess sounding the alarm for whatever. Now, every other neighbor's dog wants to join in. But anyway, and then I have here, if you can see, the my milkweed that I planted from seed is coming back, which I'm so happy about. I'm so happy that a lot of stuff that I did plant from seed is kind of coming back. And then there's a piece of milkweed over here, which is kind of cool. Because I just planted it right here in this corner, so it's cool that it actually like self-seeded itself over there. But I do know I need to come through and kind of thin a lot of the stuff out of this bed that is either dead or not what I was planting. Because I don't know what some of this is, like this and this, but I also see it like outside of the garden, which I see it like behind the green stalk over there. So I'm certain that those are not things that I planted, because it's like right here in this area too. So I definitely know I need to go through and weed some of this stuff out, and then like I think that's what, a dandelion right there. But just come through and kind of get some of the stuff out of the garden bed that is not what I planted, and then trim up a lot of the dead stuff that is in the garden bed. So Yeah, but it's looking good overall. I'm really happy that a lot of the perennial stuff that I either planted or like bought and planted or just drew from seed and planted is coming back. And the marshmallow is coming back really, really strong, which I'm really happy about. Like, I think that's really cool. So, and the milkweed as well are really cool. And the fact that I have like more than just the one that I planted, or the few, I think it was like 2 or so, because I winter sowed last, well, no, not like last year, 2024. I started it in winter sowing jugs 2024 in like what, fall, winter. So the fact that was the I keep blanking out on what this is, marshmallow and the milkweed. I started both of those in the winter sowing jug method. Also foxglove, which I feel like may not come back because I mean it's looking the way it's looking right now, so I don't think that is coming back. Kind of sad, because all it did last year was just like leaf out, and you know, I wish it came back, but it's okay. I mean, who's to say it won't start coming back a little bit later, but as of right now, I see nothing. Yeah, I don't see anything. Those are just weeds right there. My cosmos that self-seeded themselves are coming back. But yeah, I don't see any life when it comes to this foxglove, which I'm really sad about because it was really big. It was really big. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Not everything, you know, I guess it's gonna come back. But more bee balm. I think this was a native bee balm that I got from my job as well, because we have a lot of like native perennials. So this one's a native like spotted bee balm. So yeah, I'm glad that that's coming back as well. Yeah, the wind was blowing some stuff behind me. My native elderberry is getting crazy with life, which I'm happy about because it's huge. And I was a little bit scared that I didn't, you know, treat this properly, you know, as far as like winter prepping it. But I mean, people have told me, you know, yeah, if it's a native, you know, elderberry, then it doesn't need, you know, any special like protection, because since it's native, it's already accustomed to the weather of the area. So, you know, you don't have to like cover it and do all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay. So I guess next year, or this coming up fall, winter, I'll just kind of leave it out here and let it do its thing. I'll probably, you know, definitely like mulch it in, stuff like that, like water it, mulch it, you know, so the roots are protected. But other than that, I may just leave it right here. And then this bed, as you can see, is flowing with lots of stuff. We have pansies that I got from my job as well, that came back really strong. And it's crazy because this yellow one was not yellow. I think it was like either purple or this color. It was not that color last year, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if it was the blood meal that did something, because when I planted them in here, I planted them with blood meal, because I've heard that blood meal is good to plant with pansies. For one, you know, rabbits won't come and kind of take over and try to eat your pansies, and for two, it's just good for the pansies themselves. So yeah, I don't know if the blood meal kind of changed the color of the pansy or what, but I don't remember that one especially being yellow. So, but anyway, still pretty though. I don't remember it being that color. But I got this one, it's like, you know, butter yellow. I got this one that's like a fruit punchy type of, you know, burgundy color with pinky. This purple and white one. This one is classic, like, I think it's like a yellow with blotch. I think it's what that one's called. I don't remember the names of these three, so I don't know. But other than that, I have 3 mums that hopefully will come back. I mean, they did start coming back before, and then we had like a little like freak frost type thing going on, and then they died back again. But you can see this one is kind of coming back a little bit in the middle there. Those are weeds right there, but right here is like it trying to come back, and that's what happened with all 3 of them. It looked like, you know, life was coming back in the middle, and then the crazy little freeze frost came and died back everything that tried to, you know, produce. So I got some rosemary right here that is looking really good, which I'm really happy about, because I was kind of scared that the rosemaries were not going to make it, but this one's doing pretty good, because every time I try to overwinter either in a pot or in a bed any like rosemary or lavender like the one over there in that bed, it looks like that and it dies. So but I'm glad that this rosemary is actually making a strong, you know, stand and is actually coming back. But the rest of the bed, as you can see, is garlic. I got some garlic from I think it was a shop on Etsy that I can't quite remember, but I'll try to put in like on screen or in the, you know, the description and stuff like that. But I got it from, I think it got like 4 or 5 different types, but I only planted out I think like 2 or 3 of them, because I didn't realize that, first of all, my brain was not thinking that, hey, when you plant this garlic, you're gonna have to have this garlic somewhere that can't be touched for at least like 6 months or so. Wasn't thinking that when I bought all the garlic. So, and I didn't realize that how much I was buying was the amount it was going to be. So, yeah, it turned out to be a lot more garlic than I could really plant out at the time. So I only got like, you know, a few of the cloves, which, as you can see, some of this garlic is getting quite massive. Like this one is huge. Like the garlic itself is literally like the size of my thumb, like the thickness of it. I think I just ran into a spider web that was connected to a garlic leaf. Anyway, but like the garlics over here, like they're thick, like so thick. I don't know if you can see that, but like that's thick. That literally feels like my thumb, like, or thicker than my thumb actually. But yeah, the garlic is looking really nice. I definitely probably need to fertilize it. I kind of spaced out and didn't really show you everything in the garden, but just trying to show you like how the garden beds look, and you know, this car is passing by. But I got like a peach tree right there. There's another peach nectarine type tree over there. I say that because when I bought it at Lowe's, it said nectarine, but I'm pretty sure they're peaches because when they started producing fruit, they were fuzzy. And I looked it up, and there's no fuzzy nectarine. That's literally the difference between a nectarine and a peach, is the fuzz. So yeah, that tree is some type of peach. I don't know which peach, but some type of peach. But this one's definitely a peach. I got it from my job. I got it because I needed something to, you know, cross-pollinate with the peach nectarine tree that I already have. So yeah, and I got a blueberry bush there. If I'm not mistaken, I think this bush, and this bush are all pink lemonade blueberries. Actually, no, I think this bush and that bush are pink lemonade. This one is, what is this one? Blue crop. So This one is blue crop, and as you can see, they're already trying to produce, like, you know, some stuff. Like, you got some little blueberry flowers there, also some ants in there doing what they're doing. Well, there's a bunch of like flowers all over, which I'm very excited about. Bunch of flowers, bunch of leaves. Not yet flowers too much, but leaves on that one. This one, I mean, because they all had leaves and flowers, but of course, like I said, the frost happened, and they everything kind of died back along, like the peach tree kind of died back. I don't think that one was really producing too many leaves before, so it's just, you know, it didn't have a really chance to like die back from whatever it produced, because it hadn't had anything like as far as like leaves produced before that whole freeze frost thing happened. This one had a bunch of leaves. This one had a bunch of leaves, just like how it looks now. So when that freeze frost freak stuff happened, you know, because it came out of nowhere really. We were having like nice days, and then all of a sudden it like dropped in temperature, and everything just kind of like did not like it. So that one had some leaves on it, you know, stuff dropped, or, you know, stuff browned, and then as now you see everything came back. But that's why this blueberry bush looks a little like it does, because the whole freeze frost happened. So some of the leaves kind of got burnt, died off, then they came back. This one, unfortunately, not really many of them came back, but they're still producing flowers, which I think is kind of funny. But, you know, whatever, it's doing its thing. This one is like the combination of both of those. This one has leaves and has flowers. So, yeah. This one again is another pink lemonade, because I have 2 pink lemonade bushes and 1 blue crop bush. So, and I have them all like kind of on this line, so that, you know, I have the pink lemonades on the end, and then this one in the middle, so they can kind of like both get cross-pollinated with another one. I'm not sure if I got the proper cross-pollinating partner to them, but for me, I feel like if it's a different blueberry than it is, then, I mean, you know, why be technical? You know, but anyway, I mean, I know sometimes you have to be technical, but sometimes it's like, But anyway, in this pot and in this pot, I have some more garlic as well as in this bed. Sorry, another car. I keep having to pause it because we're right on a corner lot, so the street is like literally right behind this fence. So anyway, but yeah, I put some garlic in this pot, that bed, and kind of like along the edge of this bed. But some of them didn't, I guess, take. I'm not sure what happened, but there's some on this edge right here, and then there's like 2 or 3 or so right there, and then this whole section right here decided it did not want to come up. So yeah, maybe later on to come up, but this right here is just a okra stalk that I still had from like late spring, or not first spring, late summer, fall harvest, that was literally still standing up until like a couple weeks ago, when I just literally pulled it out and cracked open some of the seed pods that were still attached to it. And I just sprinkled the seed pods. You can kind of see the seed pods like right there, but I just sprinkled them in that like first third of the bed, and then just left the you know, just a stalk of okra right there. Eventually it'll probably break down, or I'll just like, you know, break it down or whatever. But yeah, this is the other, sorry, I'm all jumping around out here. This is the pink lemonade, the second pink lemonade, with some strawberries at the bottom. I might end up moving the strawberries out of here. We'll see, because I'm not sure if it's either hurting or helping the blueberry. I mean, because the strawberry seems like it's doing fine. I just don't want it to be taking away from the blueberry. But I I mean, so far they look like they're commingling really nicely. Strawberry is even, you know, they're flowering. I even put like a runner attached right there. It's trying to put another runner like right there. So, I mean, for the most part, it seems like they're cohabitating pretty nicely. But yeah, I got some more garlic there. This is the bed I was saying with the dying lavender that, you know, hopefully it comes back, but as of right now, it's not looking so hot. And pansies I got from my job. More pansies I got from my job. I feel like there's a potato in here. I saw this the other day when I was out here, and I was like, I don't remember putting a potato in this bed, but I think, and I'm pretty sure these are potato leaves. So I guess a potato somehow got in this bed. I don't really know how, but yeah. But then that's the section that I kind of sprinkled it in this whole section right here. Just a bunch of like okra seeds. So we'll see what comes up, you know. Yeah, it's kind of really it. I just kind of wanted to sporadically show some random things in the garden. This is the grapevine that is looking amazing. I got this, what was it, last year? Maybe the year before last. This is 2026. Maybe like 2024 I got this rose bush from, I think like Walmart or Lowe's. It was like in one of those like, you know, those bare root like boxes that you can get at like Walmart and Lowe's and Home Depot. Well, they'll have like the vine kind of like sticking out at the top, you know, and kind of like, you know, usually they have it near like the house plants, like in their garden center, but it's usually near like in the house plant section because it's like a big like stand display or whatever. So I ended up getting one of like two of them. Actually ended up getting 2 grapes, and I think it was 2 grapes and a fig tree. And the fig tree, it did okay. It gave me like 1 or 2 little baby figs, and then it died somehow, like right after summer, right before fall. It just started declining, and then it just died. I don't know what happened, but the grapevines survived for another year. So this is like their 2nd year, because last year they gave me grapes. The year before that is when I planted them. This is going on their 2nd year of like, you know, of leafing and producing grapes and things. And so there's actually like spots on here, like kind of like right there and right here, but just like some random spots on here where they're actually like, you know, producing their little grape pods, or grape like little, I don't even know what you would call them, but yeah, where they're trying to produce their little grapes. Yep, you can see, let me get out the sun, like right there, and there, and there, and there. So yeah, they're trying to produce some grapes for me, which I think is cool. We had some last year, and one of these is like, I think one of these is a Concord grape, and the other one is like, I think it's a Niagara grape. So one of them is like the green grape, and one of them is the, you know, purple grape. I always get it mixed up and figure out which one is which, and I think this one does have like purpley like leaves, so I think this one is the Concord grape, and this one's the Niagara. So as you can see, the Niagara is, oops, wasn't actually looking at the Niagara is actually looking really good and taking over, kind of, you know, encroaching on the Concord as well. So but I just need to put this back up, see if I can, without disturbing it too much. Kind of have it like up here. Maybe you can just like hold on to something up here. Oh, Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I have no idea what's going on with my neighbor's puppies. I guess they got left outside and they're mad now. I'm not sure. But anyway, I straightened them up. So this one is now going up here. I kind of have it attached onto some of its old. There's a ladybug. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. They got mad at me because I'm filming them. There's a ladybug. Okay. She got kind of mad and flew away. I think she went in the garden bed. But anyway. Yeah. So got it attached to the trellis right here. So, oh, they are very upset. Anyway, but here is, okay, but here is this one kind of getting life to it. I almost thought this one wasn't gonna come back, so I was kind of like, you know, chuck it. But yeah, it seems like it's coming back just slowly. And hopefully with me moving that one off of this one, giving this more sunlight so it can actually, you know, get what it needs, since this one has gotten everything it needs and more, since it's already trying to produce grapes right now, you know. So hopefully this one will get more sunlight and get more exposed, since it's, you know, not covered. It produced a new stalk, which is nice right here. Produced like a whole new, or I guess a vine is what grapes, you know, whole new vine. So that's pretty good. Or actually 2 new vines. It's one right here too. 2 new grapevines. Yeah, I think this one's the Concord, since it does have that purpley sheen to it. And then this one is the Niagara, because it's still green. But yeah. This is the raspberry bush that I need to pot into that pot over there, so it can not keep drying out and not keep falling over and be like those 2 blackberry bushes. So, I mean, it looks nice. It's still producing more leaves. Like I said, the frost kind of killed what already was green out here. So, but everything's kind of, you know, just growing back and trying to regain its, you know, its stuff. So, but yeah, this is kind of like a little mini garden tour update for early spring. I kind of didn't really show everything that was going on, but just, you know, a little bit here and there. This is the garden, the green stalk with some stuff in it, with the cilantro I was telling you about before. There's some strawberries that are in some of these pockets. I know I have to come through and get a lot of these pockets cleaned up and put some other things in them. I'll probably maybe put some of these zinnias or something like that in it. What am I saying? I'll probably come and, when I clean it up, put some of these zinnias in those pockets. But yeah, I got the smoker right here. I got some herbs in these 2 pots. Got some strawberries in this pot. My dahlia, not dahlia. Is it dahlia? No, my peony in this pot. It's a, what's that thing called? I can't remember it, and the tag flew away in the storm we had. I can't remember the name of it. I kind of forgot. It's I know it's a white. I say zinnia. I know it's a white peony. So yeah, but yeah, it's coming back. It didn't even do this last year, so I'm happy that it's actually like leafing out and stuff. I bought it at like Lowe's for like $13, which I've come to know is a great deal considering a lot of peonies are like 40, 50 plus. So yeah, finding it for $13 is pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of it. This is kind of it. Unless my, winter sewing jugs from last winter, or not last winter, this past winter. Yeah, that's kind of really it. That's really all I kind of wanted to show. I kind of just wanted to show, like, me bringing some things out to get some sunlight. I'm probably gonna move these to like a little bit of shade because they're in the sun now. Since the sun is moving, move this trash can and put these in the shade so they get back in the shade. And I think I've had them outside for almost, because I was reading some things and it was saying kind of like get the things out for a couple hours, for the first like couple days, like first 2 days, get them a little like 2 hours in the outside in the natural, kind of in the shade. So I need to move these out of the sun so they don't get burned. But yeah, let me do that actually right now. All right, so I move them into some shade so they won't be getting burned. They'll probably only be out here for another maybe like 30 minutes or so, because I think they're actually coming up on their 2-hour mark. So yeah, it's like what, 1:15. So yeah, I'll probably take them back in at 2. Once I kind of run out of room to keep moving them in the shade over here, because the sun keeps moving and it's gonna like keep going to like right here, because it's like it's kind of right above me, so it's gonna keep going that way, moving like backwards that way, because it rises in front of the house and kind of sets behind the house. So it's gonna keep moving down in this way. So this shade line is gonna start getting like real thin. So once I see that I can't really like move them back or squish them to the house anymore, that's when I'll just go ahead and take them in. And then tomorrow, because I do have to work tomorrow, so I'll work for the rest of this week, I'll just kind of, hopefully weather permitting, because I know we're supposed to be getting some rain coming up, but I'm going to try to get them out for like a couple hours after I get off work, and then so they can at least still keep getting the 2 hours or so a day. I'm trying to follow by, there was something I saw on Facebook about hardening the plants off, like a good way of hardening them off for the first like one to 2 weeks. And since our last predicted, that tomato keeps falling anyway. And since our last predicted frost is next week, I think it's on the 15th, and today's what, the 6th, 7th? Let me see. Today's 7th. So we have like, what, 6 more days, 7 more? No. 7 or 8 more days. So before, our last predicted frost, but even still, that's just the predicted frost, so it doesn't mean that it's over then. It could just be, it could just be, we get a little something and then that's it. Or it could be we keep getting stuff until May, but at least I want to get these things outside and get them some time of like being outside, getting some wind, getting some natural like air, and getting that, because I've been turning the fan on for them, especially those, since they've gotten like bigger, since I've potted them into those, because they're just water bottles that they're in that I potted them into. But since I'm potting everything, I have been giving things a chance to be in fan, like with the fan on. So everything has gotten, their, good plant ab muscles and stuff like that. But I just wanted to kind of get them a little bit of like actually outside time. And as you can see, this line is getting thinner and thinner as we're standing here, because I just moved them out of the sunlight, and now this one right here is starting to get in the sunlight. This line is getting thinner, so yeah, and it's only been like a couple minutes. So I might end up trying to move this tray over here and see, but like I said, once it gets to a point of where I can no longer like have them near the house, I'm just gonna go ahead and take them inside, and they've had their at least an hour. I want to say, I know for sure it's been at least an hour of them being out here. So, because I've been doing this for like 47 minutes. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up, and it's kind of like a little impromptu mini garden tour slash hardening. My seedlings off for the season, kind of showing you what I have, not specifically, but just kind of an overall, like, what I'm growing right now for the season, or what we're growing right now for the season, what our game plan is, as far as the veggies that we do have right now, like, tomatoes and peppers and things like that. But yeah, I think I've shown you, like, specifically either on Instagram or on here on YouTube. I think I have shown, like, specifically what variety of tomatoes and peppers and things like that we started. So yeah, you can go check that out, those videos, those maybe reels or something. I think I had reels. But yeah, go check those out. And that's kind of it. But yeah, that's about it. That's about, all I can remember that I want to say or just show. I'm probably gonna wrap this up being out here because it's already 1:20. I've been yapping for like 48 minutes. So yeah, let me try to wrap this up, get all these things like planted, or just like the raspberry, I said, potted and stuff like that. Figure out, the potato situation, what I'm doing, and that's kind of it. That's kind of, just wanted to show the veggies. But let me wrap it up because I'm gapping now. I'm blabbing, just yammering on. So anyway, thank you for coming along the journey, watching us grow what we're growing. Yeah, just thank you for watching, supporting the couple of new subscribers we have, because we have like 11 now. So that may be small to some, but that's 11 people. If 11 people were in a room with me, I would probably not know what to say. So thank you for all 11 who are watching, who have subscribed to our channel and coming along this journey with us of just, growing our own food and, being better at it and just growing our faith through our food. And this stuff is right beside me making noise. But anyway, thank you so much. Get distracted. That means I need to wrap it up and close it out. But thank you again. Continue to watch. If you have not already subscribed, consider subscribing. Like, it's free. It's just, just supporting the growing, the passion, the love, the faith and community. But anyway, before I keep blabbering on, making this even longer, till next time, have faith. Bye.